evening, friends. We had some technical malfunctions tonight, so our restorative stretching is starting a little late. And it will be followed by our transformative boot camp. So for those of you that want to wind down your week and get a little zen, work on your flexibility, go ahead and grab your mat, a bottle of water, and 2 blocks or pillows. And we're going to work on some deep stretching and flexibility. Those of you that are looking to work on your strength, then you are going to grab your 5 or 10 pound weights and join me in about an hour at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we'll be doing our boot camp. All right. So for those of you that are with me, that are going to stay and work on your stretch, we'll be here for about 45-ish minutes with a meditation at the end. So usually we work out or do deep stretching for about 30 minutes. And then between the cool down and coming into a meditation, some sound healing. So you're usually out of here in about 45 minutes. Same thing with boot camp. What's up, friends? Nice to see you. I got some people dropping some comments here. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here, friends. Hello, hello. What's up there, bud? I feel like you're always bobbing in and out of the different chat rooms. So cool. So if you want to work on your stretching, flexibility, we're going to do some deep stretching here for about 30-ish minutes, 30 to 45, and then it'll be followed by the boot camp at 6 p.m., so in 1 hour. And who do we got in here asking questions? What's up, my TikTok homies? If you are here to stretch, then grab your mat, water, and join me on the floor. All right? And whoever blows up the thread in TikTok with the most emojis, gifs, comments, etc. As y'all know, I be doing free giveaways. So keep blowing up that thread, even though I won't be able to see what you're saying, because I will be flexing y'all, okay? And let me just check in with my Facebookers. What up, homies? Nice to see you. Welcome to your Thursday. We are almost to Friday. So we are going to peel back some layers and work on some deep stretching tonight, okay? Again, we'll be here for about 30-ish minutes, 45 minutes. Go ahead and roll down your mats. Come on down to your backs. Have your blocks, your pillows within reach. And I'm going to read to you the message of the day. For those of you that joined us in book club last night, I actually introduced Yoga 365. And I was very honest about it because I seriously purchased this from Urban Outfitters like 8 years ago. And it was when I was just beginning the depth of my journey. And my point was that it doesn't have to be from some deep spiritual guru. You can find something to resonate with anywhere on the shelves. It's the intention behind it and what you're reading into, right? When you're reading the physical words. So we had a message from 2 days ago that was our breath is our conversation with the world. We had our message from yesterday, and our message from yesterday was telling us to commit to 5 minutes of fitness, self-care, yoga, whatever it is for you, a day. Instead of expecting to do an hour a day, which may not be practical for you, to commit to 5 minutes a day, and on the days that you do the excess, cool. On the days that you only do the 5, then it's not a big deal, right? You're setting yourself up for success instead of failure, okay? So kind of like decrease your expectations of self. You got enough going on. So our message for today is what inspires you. And I love that because that's kind of the message of the week as we're working through the heart chakra. It was what lights you up? Do more of that. What is calling to your soul? What parts of yourself are you not getting in tuned or aligned with that you need to be getting in tuned or aligned with? And where can you tap in to access those avenues of self? So what do you encounter in your daily life that inspires you to think and to move differently? Think carefully what it is that generates ideas that helps motivate you. We can be elevated or crushed by the simplest exchange or the smallest occurrence. And that connects us back to our breath being our conversation with the world, right? And it's amazing because the simplest occurrence can create the deepest exchange. So notice what positively shifts your mood or buoys you up. And by buoys, I mean like revs you up, right? What grinds your gears. And do your best to connect with at least one of these moments each day. If you feel dragged down by anything, remind yourself of one of those positive moments. Reconnect with that feeling of inspiration in your body and mind. like a surge of energy or a cascade of ideas, invite it to the surface again and see what it does for you. See if you can talk yourself off the ledge, right? So it's the same reason why we do breath work. We elicit anxiety attack responses in the body without the actual stressor of the anxiety, right? And we do that for a reason. Because now we work through our bullshit by ourselves. It's a lot easier to deal with rather than having a stressor in your face triggering you. And now when you're triggered by your external environment at a later date and time, what are you able to breathe and move through a lot better? Your trigger, because you've got that awareness. So that's exactly what that message was about, right? Stimulating that awareness in self, bringing awareness to what lights you up, what drags you down, and how you can learn to teeter-tatter, right? To dance through both. You know, just because something triggers you doesn't mean you're never going to have to do it again in your life. I'm a nurse. I get triggered by things so many times, right? The other day, blood actually made me queasy for the first time in 13 years. And it was because I had just gotten back from having COVID, right? So my stomach wasn't as strong as it usually is. But for the first time in damn near a decade, 15 years, right? Even more, I got queasy from the sight of blood. And it brought me back to the first time I saw a skin tear on an old person. Like, I mean, their skin just flaps in the wind, right? And I remember having a talk with myself in the bathroom and looking at the mirror like, girl, get your shit together. How are you going to be a nurse if you can't handle this? And from that moment forward, I sacrificed. I numbed a part of myself out to be who I needed to be from that day forward as a nurse and a healthcare provider. And I didn't start peeling back those layers until like 8 years into exhaustion and burnout of being a nurse to realize what I did in that moment, that day in the bathroom, talking myself off the ledge from a skin tear and blood, right? So when I felt queasy the other day, it was a trigger because it brought me all the way back. So what did I do? I realized how far I had come. And I realized that it's okay to unravel and realize that some things you're not okay with. Some levels of self-sacrifice is not okay, right? Even for moms, you guys self-sacrifice so much. And it's okay because we normalize it, but it's not. We need to call upon that support system. We need to call upon that family, especially if you have it, to come and help you, right? So that you can go get your nails done, your hair done, take a nap, take a shower alone without having to wash another human being first. So I feel for y'all, and I send so much love to y'all. You ladies are the reason I'm doing this live, right? COVID helped me kind of get some of my six-pack back. We won't keep working through it, so my inspiration is going to be inspiration for you. Y'all get to watch me transform as you transform these next few weeks. So on that note, you're on your backs. You're taking deep breaths. You've got your yoga message of the day. Let's stretch. So we're going to take a few minutes to come into our breath here. Eyes closed. Allow your legs to just fall open, right? Your feet fan out to their sides. You feel your ankles kind of roll out to the right and left. Breathe relaxation into your feet. Maybe you've been walking all day, sitting all day. Maybe you've got neuropathy and numb feet. So breathe into your feet, that area in your body. Open mouth exhales, releasing any tension. Pulling that energy up to your knees, sending love to your kneecaps for bending all day, helping you walk and stand and sit. And with your open mouth exhales, we release the tension around the knees and the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons. Breathe up into your hip space. Feel that oxygen flush through your pelvic floor. Open mouth exhales. Feel your glutes start to relax. You don't have to hold your buttocks tight here. Our boot camp is in another hour. You can let it loose here. Breathe into the base of your belly. Feel your belly push out. Open mouth exhale. Feel the erector muscles in your lower back start to relax. Breathe that energy up into your chest, your heart space. Feel all that nice love and oxygen swirling around in your lungs. Open mouth, exhale, allowing your lungs to empty fully as you let go of any toxic energy, unwanted energy, negative energy, any ick that you're feeling. Next, inhale, bring that energy up into your shoulders. And with an open mouth, exhale, roll your shoulders under your chest a little bit so that your heart props higher towards the sky. Let your shoulders come down away from your ears. Next, inhale, breathing into your mouth. Exhale, release the top of your tongue from your mouth. Let it fall to the floor of your mouth. Maybe your lower lip starts to open as your jaw relaxes. Next, breath of air, breathe in up through your third eye, that space in between your eyebrows. Open mouth, exhale, feel your eyes sink deeper into their sockets. Breathe your energy up to the crown of your head, the top of your head, and feel it pull out and shoot out through you like you have no limit or cap. Open mouth, exhale, feel your forehead, your head, your scalp relax. Inhale, your body feels heavy on the floor as you feel the earth press against you. Open mouth, exhale, your body becomes lighter than air as you feel it lift slightly off the ground. Take 3 rounds of breath on your own here in this space, letting go of any tension, pain, or energy that you feel is trapped in your body, and allowing it to melt away with each breath out. 2 more. In through your nose, last one. Open mouth, exhale. Sink into your stillness, maybe for the first time today. Feeling all of your cells bounce around inside. You are a galaxy of cells, your own universe. How often do you pay attention to your cells and the way they feel as they move about your body? They're going 24 hours a day, but we get so busy with everyday life that we forget the simple. The involuntary and voluntary actions of our body to keep us alive. And the homeostasis we can achieve with our minds, our breath, and simply slowing down to reduce inflammation. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes when you're ready. Roll out your ankles and wrists. Gently rock your head from left to right. And join me for a good morning stretch as your arms go way back overhead. And you point your toes out long in opposition. Open mouth, exhale. Bringing your feet in as you stamp the bottoms of your feet onto the earth. Walking your feet right below your glutes, so close that your fingertips, if you were to extend your arms, they could tickle your feet. If your block is not next to you, go ahead and pull it in before we come into our bridge. We're going to open up our hip flexors here. Bring your pillow, your block close by. Release your air. Next inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Slide that block in your lower back. Find the height that works for you. And then press your palms into the earth. Release your heels to the ground. And hold in your bridge. Notice using the block takes the glute work out of this posture. If you crave a deeper hip flexor stretch, go ahead and kick your legs long. See how that allows your hip flexors to completely stretch and open. As you breathe in, your belly protrudes out like a Buddha. As you breathe out, your booty deflates and flattens. Stay for 2 more cycles of breath in, your belly puffs out. Open mouth, exhale, your belly deflates. Last one here. When you're ready, start to walk your feet back into that bridge pose. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes, remove the block. Exhale, simply release your feet to the earth and hold your bridge for a moment. As your weight rolls onto the top of your shoulders, feel them drop down away from your ears. Always an option to interlace your fingers at your lower back, pressing that pinky edge into the ground to lift yourself higher. Stay for another round of breath. Release your fingertips. Inhale up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Next, inhale, bring your knees into your chest and rock from left to right, massaging the top of your buttocks and your side glutes. Feel the sensation on the top of your hips and your low back. Next time you roll through center, find stillness. Flip the bottoms of your feet towards the sky. Take a deep bend in your knees. Happy baby pose. Go ahead and bend those knees deep into your armpit region and reach for the inner or outer edges of your feet or ankles. And as long as your lower back is still connected to the ground, start to rock and roll left to right. And if you're joining us on TikTok, I see you guys blowing up the thread. Whoever comments, gifts, emojis the most will get a special giveaway prize. So make sure you leave your name, what state you live in, as well as all the love, the gifts, the emojis, and comments. And then I will reach out to you in a private message to get your address because you will be today's lucky winner. Next time you roll through center, find stillness. We're going to take on archer's pose. Take your peace and middle fingers, right? So that's that middle and pointer. Wrap them around your big toes. Pull your knees in deeper. And then when you're ready, keep that right knee bent. Extend your left leg. Oh, feel that stretch in your hamstring. Maybe you wobble left to right or you pour over. That's okay. Simply come back to your stillness and find the depth of your stretch. And when you've had enough stretch on that left side, go ahead and bend that left knee again and extend the right leg out. Feel that stretch on your inner thigh, your hamstring, even down your calf if you did leg day with me 2 days ago. Woo. When you're ready, go ahead and bring those knees back into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your forehead in towards your kneecaps and start to rock the length of your spine. Take at least 3 or 4 good rocks, massaging your back as you go. And then simply roll up to a seat. Extend your legs out long once you get situated. And then grab your block or blocks or pillow. If your legs are a little tight like mine are today, you're going to go ahead and take your block and maybe stick it on the tall side under your knee. Maybe you have a pillow, so you would just wedge it right under your knees. Inhale, fingertips come up high, belly button into spine like a seated mountain pose. Exhale, reach up and then pour over as you grab for your feet, your ankles, your shins, whatever's within reach. And with every breath in, pull the top of your head to the top of your feet. And with every exhale, allow your forehead to sink deeper into your kneecaps. The whole point of this is to take the hamstrings out of the equation and really surrender into yourself here, letting that head hang heavy. We'll be holding here for a full minute. So if you need to reposition yourself or put another pillow or block under your knees, go ahead and do so now, so that you can really get the benefit of holding this stretch long. And with every inhale, trying to pull the top of your head closer towards the top of your feet. And with every exhale, giving in, surrendering. As we wind down our week, become aware of how you speak to yourself. Do you add to your stressors, or do you provide peace with your internal dialogue? It is so important the way that we speak to ourselves. We are the only people that we spend our entire lives with. Though we may be surrounded by faces, friends, and loved ones, they cannot come with us on our journey. Another 3 breaths here, giving it all you've got by surrendering deeper with each exhale. Last one here. Next inhale, slowly starting to roll back up. Remove the block or pillows from under your legs when you're ready. And give your legs a little wiggle and shake. Pull your right foot in to your left thigh, and then extend that left leg out a little bit to the side. We're going to do separate leg forward fold stretching. Always an option to use your blocks. If you've got knee sensitivity, Go ahead and bend that knee and find the height of block that works for you. It's okay if that right foot and thigh no longer meet when you use your prop. The whole point is to lift this up, so that connection's most likely not going to happen. Inhale, arms overhead, seated mountain. Exhale, twist to rotate to align with your left leg. Very important. Inhale again, reach, and pull up and out of your waist space. Exhale, pour over as you reach for your left foot, ankle, shin, whatever's within grasp. Inhale, try to reach the top of your head towards the top of your feet. Exhale, draw your forehead down to your kneecap. That's the whole point of propping our knee up here, is so that we can make that connection, forehead to knee. This compresses your throat, your parathyroid, your heart space. And we're going to be here for a good minute. So make yourself comfortable, reposition your blocks if you need to. And with every inhale, we're reaching the top of our head away from our tailbone. And with every exhale, we're surrendering deeper. Check in with yourself. Where are you holding tension? What can you let go of to find that inner peace? You don't have to hold your foot with a death grip. You can just lightly rest upon it. Your tongue doesn't have to be glued to the top of your mouth. You can relax it down and release that tension in your jaw and your face. Last 3 breaths here before we'll come into a side body stretch. Our legs stay the same. Last breath. And with your next inhale, all I want you to do is rise in your chest. Keep the connection of your left hand and left foot. Inhale, right fingertips come up, right from back behind you and high towards the sky. Exhale, keep this side stance, right? Your chest is out to the side instead of aligned now with your leg. You're going to reach for that left foot with your right arm. It's okay to take a bend, a gentle bend in that left arm. The whole point is to stimulate a stretch up your side body. Stay here and breathe. It's okay if your hand doesn't actually meet your left foot. The whole point is to lift the chest and stretch this whole right side body from your hip all the way out through your wrist. This actually helps really well with carpal tunnel. A lot of times we think carpal tunnel is our wrist. And it is, technically, by definition. But what is before the wrist? That probably has pinched nerves, right? That probably has tense muscles. So it probably pulls and makes our little carpal bones misaligned. That stimulates the initial aggravation of carpal tunnel, right? Exactly. So that's why we do this. We're trying to break up all that stagnancy on that right side body. Stay here for 3 more cycles of breath. And then we'll switch out the legs. Next, inhale, right arm comes up. Left hand comes over here, counter stretch to the right side. Stay for a breath. Inhale, simply come back to your seat. Take that block or pillow out from your knee. Maybe wobble the legs out a bit, get that blood flowing again. And then we're going to switch it out. So now bend the left knee, bring that left sole of your foot to the inside of your right thigh. Take a block, prop it under your right knee or a pillow, whatever you got. And know your foot and thigh are not going to meet now that your knee is propped up, and that's completely fine. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, twist and turn to align with your right leg. Inhale, fingertips rise. Reach up out of your waist. Exhale, pour over your right leg, reaching for your right foot, ankle, or shin, whatever's within grasp tonight. And with every inhale, bringing the top of your head towards the top of your foot. With every exhale, allowing your forehead to come in deeper to your knees. Feeling this stretch in your back, your side body. Maybe choosing to take a little nap here as you surrender onto your knee. Giving love to your knee for supporting you and bending and walking for you every day. For those of you that have ever had knee pain, it is not comfortable. You don't realize how much that little patella and all of its ligaments do for your leg until you gotta walk with a stiff, straight leg. And again, we're gonna be here for a good minute. So if you've got to re-prop yourself up with another block or pillow, go ahead and do so now. Feeling that thyroid and parathyroid compress, your throat compresses. We open up the heart space here by compressing to flush in oxygen-rich blood. Reaching the top of our head towards the top of our foot with our breaths in. And releasing deeper into the stretch with our breath out. Staying here for 3 more cycles of breath before we turn this into a deeper side body stretch. Our legs stay the same. Last cycle of breath. With an inhale, we simply rise in our chest. Keep the grip of right hand to right foot. Inhale, left arm comes around and up behind you and reaches overhead. Exhale, reaching that left hand towards your right foot as you rotate that left shoulder upward to shine your chest out towards the side. Feeling this deep side body stretch all along the left side. Releasing all the muscles down in our hip, up and out through our wrist and fingertips. Really breathing into the depth of that side body. And maybe allowing ourselves to sink a little deeper towards the right with our breaths out. Without compromising that twist though. Keep that left shoulder back and up. I want to keep that heart shining forward. And if you're joining us on TikTok, we're just doing some restorative stretching. Our boot camp will be at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, probably in about like 30-ish minutes at this point. Our restorative stretching was a little delayed today during technical difficulties, but we are still doing a giveaway. So whoever blows up that chat with gifts and emojis and love, make sure you leave your name, your state, request me, and I will befriend you and ask for your address to send you that gift. Breathing into that left side body, 3 more rounds of breath. Last cycle. Coming up in our spine, both palms come over to the left, counter body stretch. Take a cycle of breath. Inhale, come on back up. Remove your block. Kick both feet out. And start stimulating some circulation in those kneecaps. When you're ready, we're simply going to roll onto our knees and plant our palms on the ground below us. We'll take a few different cat-cow expressions before we make our way into our legs up the wall pose. Belly button into spine here, flat back, so flat that I could rest a glass of water on it without it spilling over. Inhale, belly drops low, gaze comes high. Exhale, round and curl, belly button to spine like a scared kitty cat. Inhale, belly drops low, gaze comes high. Exhale, round and curl. Take 3 more cycles of regular cow and cat pose. And then we will take on a wrist stretching expression. So Tuesday was our leg day. Today is going to be our arm day, which is why we are really trying to get our arms nice and loose. Come on back to your neutral tabletop. I want you to take the top of your hand and put it to the floor, gently pressing. Remember those little carpal bones, we don't want to injure them, right? Don't put all your weight down. And once the tops of your hands are on the ground and your fingertips are pointing in towards your knees, readjust your little tabletop there. Inhale, belly drops low, gaze comes high. Feel the different restrictedness of this expression. Exhale, round and curl. So the movement is less dramatic and much more isolated. Inhale, belly drops low, gaze comes high. Exhale, round and curl. Eventually, as these muscles start to loosen, you can get into the cat-cow deeper. Take 3 more cycles on your own breath. But you still got to be really gentle to those little carpal bones. Last cycle before we come back into a neutral tabletop. Gently flipping your fingers. Take 1 cow and cat to neutralize. So inhale, belly drops low. Gaze comes high. Exhale, round and curl. Coming back to your tabletop, we'll take 1 more expression of cow and cat. Now I just simply want you to leave your palms on the earth, but rotate your fingertips towards your kneecaps. See how that changes the equation by the elbow? And now you feel your whole forearm like, whoa, hello. Yeah, how often do we stretch these parts of our arm, right? Inhale, belly drops low, gaze comes high. Exhale, round and curl. And again, notice the movements are more isolated. So you're not able to drop that belly down as low. It's really more just looking up. And your exhale is really you rolling on and off of your fingertips. And that's okay. I worked today, right? In the hospital earlier, so my arms are tight from being on the computer. I'm sure yours are too, from driving, picking up kids, doing chores. 3 more cycles with our fingertips rotated towards our knees. Pressing down into the earth on our palms, taking our cow and cat expression. Last cycle, coming back to your neutral tabletop. We're going to take on a shoulder stretch before we come back down onto our backs. Press that left palm into the earth. Inhale, right fingertips high. Exhale, roll out your right shoulder girdle, clockwise and counterclockwise. Next, inhale, fingertips high, roll out your wrist with your exhale. Inhale, wiggle those fingertips high. Exhale, swoop your right arm through your left armpit. Bring your right ear to the mat. And then walk your left palms out in front of you. Feel your right shoulder come down to the mat. With every breath in, reaching the top of your head towards your left hand, away from your tailbone. And with every exhale, pulling that right arm further through and relaxing that right shoulder away from your right ear. Always an option to bind the left hand in your right hip crease and then rotate that left shoulder up towards the sky. If there's any of you staying around for Transformative Boot Camp at 6 p.m. in about 20 minutes, you're going to be really thankful you did these arm stretches. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, left fingertip high. Exhale, left fingertips tent right by your face. Inhale, plant that left palm as your right arm unravels and rises to the sky. Exhale, come back to your neutral tabletop. Inhale, let's switch it out. Left fingertips high. Exhale, roll out your left shoulder girdle clockwise and counterclockwise. Inhale, left fingertips high. Exhale, roll out your left wrist clockwise and counterclockwise. Inhale, left fingertips high. Exhale, swoop through left hand under right armpit. Extend that arm out. Bring your left ear down towards the mat. Your left shoulder follows. And when you're ready, walk those right fingertips out in front of you by extending your right arm. Every inhale, we reach the top of our head towards our right hand, away from our tailbone. And every exhale, we pull that left arm further through, releasing our left shoulder away from our ear. Stay and hold for 3 cycles of breath. Breathing into the depth of that shoulder and letting it relax as you breathe out. Always an option to bind if you did so on the other side by swooping that right hand into your left hip crease and then rotating that right shoulder up and back. Staying for your 2 breaths here with your modified pose. Next, inhale, right fingertips rise. Right fingertips tent by your face. Inhale, left fingertips come high. Exhale, left palm down back to your tabletop. Bring your tippy toes onto the earth to engage your feet. Inhale, lift your knees off the earth. Exhale, roll over your toes, spike your hips towards the sky. Start to walk it out in your downward dog. Your palms are on the earth, pressing your arms, your body back. Your spine is as straight as it can be as you start to walk one heel down to the ground to stretch your calf, and then switch it out for the other leg. When you're ready, find stillness in your downward dog, taking a generous bend in your knees so that your lower back can really relax. Allow your head to hang heavy. Your gaze is back and up behind you. Stay for 2 cycles of breath, pressing your palms into the earth, sending that energy back. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, simply walk your feet behind your hands. Toe, heel your feet out to the wide edges of your mat. And then take a deep bend in your knees as you fold your torso onto your thighs. Your gaze is back and up behind you. Option to interlace your fingers at the nape of your neck and gently dance from left to right. We've got just a few more poses here before we melt down into our meditation. Next, inhale, pass your fingers through center, toe heel your feet into touch. Tent your fingertips on the earth, and with your exhale, lift your heels and crunch into a ball. We call this a round tuck and curl, because you literally look like a ball as your forehead comes into your kneecaps. Stay for 3 cycles of breath, feeling your shoulders come down away from your ears, your spine stretches. You feel stretching in your calf and the bottoms of your feet. And with your next exhale, simply roll back down onto your tush. Kick your legs out long. Grab your block as you roll down on your mat. And when you're ready, walk your feet in towards your glutes. And then kick the bottoms of your feet towards the sky with your legs together. So this is called a legs up the wall pose. You got a few options. You can stay just like that with no block under you. You can move to a spot where you actually have a wall for your legs to be up against. Or you've got blocks. So if you want to use a block, you can go ahead and roll back a bit and then find the height of the block you want to use for your legs up the wall. I'm probably going to take it down a notch. Yeah, right there feels good. And what's nice is all this does is facilitate the erectness of your legs so you can be perpendicular to the ground. Because without it, you'll notice your legs kind of like wobble and they're not as straight. That's why we use the wall to help us as well, right? That's why it's called legs up the wall. And what's nice is you'll feel a little massage in that iliac crest, your lower back and hip bone. And what this does is this sends all of the blood that has been stuck and stagnant in your feet, your ankles, the lower half of your body, back to your heart. It also helps create a flow for your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system doesn't drain itself, right? That's why it's so important to do lymphatic drainage. And that we're actually going to work on next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be doing a lymphatic drainage in our restorative class. So for those of you that don't even like stretching, yoga, fitness, definitely tune in next Tuesday at 6 p.m. because we're going to be lymphatically draining our entire body. And it's a really neat thing you can do for yourself. It takes 5 to 15 minutes. It really depends upon how much love you want to give to yourself. But it's a way of preventing cancer. You're literally flushing out your body if you do this every day in the morning. So me, I do it for 5 minutes before I get out of bed every day. Just like Yoga 365 said yesterday. Set yourself up for success. Choose 5 minutes of something instead of 30 or an hour. Because realistically, it's going to be easier to keep up with 5 every day and go over on occasion than it is the other way around. So set yourself up for success. Be your own best boss, right? So we're coming up on 1 more minute with legs up the wall. And usually you really want to hold this for a good 5 minutes. So we're doing 3 here tonight. And you want the feet flexed towards your face so that you can really facilitate that drainage. And you might start to feel the pulling of the blood, right? Coming down from the toes. The feet kind of get tingly and feel a little funny. All absolutely normal. Notice we do weird things in breath work. weird things in working out and in fitness and in yoga, in meditating. We elicit certain responses in the body that mimic what our triggers do to us. Anxiety, stress, sadness. So you are not those titles, those roles. They don't define you. You're not your depression. You're not your anxiety. You probably don't even have that. Someone mislabeled you. Somebody put you in a box. What you had were triggers and challenges in life that were meant to be mirrors and help you grow and transform. And instead, society programmed you to believe in fear and anything but your own power and gift and ability to heal self. And they said, oh, but this pill could do it faster. So instead of breath work, take the Xanax. Instead of meditating or jogging to stimulate energy and serotonin and all that, here, take some Adderall, right, to find focus. So that's what society did. They programmed. And we can choose to reprogram ourselves. And that's exactly what we do when we meditate, when we do breath work, when we force ourselves into stillness, or to move erratically to build strength. So keep with it. Next, inhale, bringing your knees into your chest. Exhale, lifting that hip up so you can take your block or pillow out. And then simply rock from left to right to massage that lower back that just had the blocks under it. We're going to do our meditation or our shavasana a little different tonight. We're going to use the blocks. When you're done massaging out your lower back, go ahead and roll on up to a seat for just a moment. You can take shavasana the way that you'd like, corpse pose. Simply lay down like you're going to go to sleep and chill. Arms at your side, feet rolls out to the side, and you relax. I encourage you to take on fish pose because this is going to help open up your heart. Now, your blocks have different heights, so be cognizant of where you're at and what you like. Me, I usually like my head a little lower than my chest. I like my head to tilt back a bit. Now, there are days where I have neck pain, and I'll do that instead. But notice, that's not much, right? That's not a difference at all. That's the same height. So, boom, you go flat side, high side, and you want to line it up so that when you lay back, your spine and your shoulders are right here. Okay? So, I'm going to demonstrate. So, pretty much this long block is going to be about mid-back. I'm going to pull my hair up. I'm going to slowly roll, and then my head, boom. I'm going to move my headrest, actually. And you know what? I am going to take that up one. There we go. For now, just to start. So find the length of blocks that you like. And then when you're ready, fish pose. Allow your arms to fall at their sides. Palm side facing up to receive. As we just take a few minutes to find stillness like we did at the beginning of class. Breathing into your body. Letting go of anything that no longer serves you with your breath out. See how this feels different from your regular shavasana if you tried on fish pose. Closing your eyes. And imagining your back getting a little massage from the block with every breath in. And every breath out. Take an internal check. Where are you still holding on to tension? If you joined us for our book and journal club last night, you learned about my Yoga 365 book, but you also did journaling with us. And you learned how to set intentions by leaving a manifestation under your pillowcase. We also journaled about what we could be patient with, what we need to have more courage towards, and what grief or loss we need to let go of. So here in these moments when the world around you fades and you're left with nothing but yourself and your breath, where do your thoughts go? What are you still holding on to? Because it is only you that holds yourself back in life. It is only you that has the ability to do the work, to save yourself, to choose to heal yourself instead of hurt. Staying in your fish pose if you'd like, or if you want to remove your blocks and enjoy a little sound healing at the end of our meditation here instead, you can absolutely come into your own Shavasana. And then coming back into your stillness when you're ready. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sulking here in this sweet Shavasana as long as you'd like. And when you're ready to find movement, to come back to your Thursday, slowly wiggling your fingers and toes, rolling out your ankles and wrists, rocking your head from left to right, taking a good morning stretch. Your toes point long out in front of you. Your arms go way back behind you. And with your exhale, rolling onto your favorite side. Cradling your face with your lower bicep. Pressing your top palm into the earth. Rising to a seat facing the front of your mat with your eyes closed. Bring your palms into a prayer pose at your heart space. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Drop your forehead down to reach your fingertips, connecting your head and heart here physically at the end of our restorative stretching class. For those of you that enjoyed stretching, you can join us Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Thursdays, usually about 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Give or take some technical difficulties. And if you're into boot camp, you can sit tight because in about 5 minutes we'll be going live again. Have 5 or 10 pound weights, a bottle of water, maybe a towel. And those boot camps are Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope you enjoyed your practice. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, we bow. Namaste. Have a great night, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Without you, none of this is possible.